Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about brainstorming and outlining. So for every essay we write, we're going to have a brainstorm and an outline. Even when you move on from this class, I hope that you utilize these pre-writing techniques to help you write your essays. So I'm going to give you guys a couple different techniques from brainstorming to choose from, and then I'm going to show you how to turn that into the outline. So I think brainstorming is really, really helpful because I know for me, when I sit down to write, or even sometimes when I sit down to do a project, one of two things happens. One, sometimes I have like so many ideas, so much like racing through my brain that I don't even know where to start, right? And brainstorming helps me get all that out. Or sometimes I sit down and I'm like, I don't even know what to talk about, right? And brainstorming can also help with that. The thing about brainstorming too is you don't have to kind of censor what you're saying or how you're saying it, right? So I know for me, sometimes with writing, the inner critic starts, and I want to say the perfect thing the right way to begin with. Right? But no one operates like that. No one works like that. No one sits down and writes the perfect essay off the bat. Brainstorming is where I always start. So the first technique, I'm going to talk about 3 different techniques. The first technique is clustering, or you guys might have learned it as bubbles, right? So for this technique, you go ahead and you put your main topic in the middle, and then the different kinds of things that you might want to say about that topic, right? So for example, in this, and this is, I just found it online. So for this example, they want to talk about their mother, right? And these are the different kinds of things they want to say about her. She liked sports. She was a hard worker. She's intelligent. She's a leader. So that's a good place to start with clustering, but I'd like you to kind of take it a step further, right? That'll be helpful for you later on. So not only are you going to say what kind of different topics you'd like to talk about, in that bigger topic, I'd like you to kind of go a step further and give examples. So how this will help later on is you can take this clustering and kind of organize your ideas. Think about which of these subtopics you would like to talk about as individual paragraphs, which of these examples work better, and kind of put that into outline format. So you're kind of doing a lot of the work for your essay early on, right? You're doing the bulk of your essay in your pre-writing. So this will kind of turn into what your thesis is about, right? My mother had various aspects of her personality that make her a wonderful woman, right? Then each of these could be a different body paragraph, right? One paragraph could be about how she's a hard worker, and these could be about the different examples that they bring up, right? Points A, B, and C. So in this way, you can take this cluster, you can take this kind of messy pre-writing, and you can move it into that outline format. Now, the second way we're going to talk about is listing. So listing is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to just kind of write a list about all the things about that topic. And then I would just like kind of go through and circle the things that stand out. You can also write other lists based on the smaller list, right? And boil it down a little bit more if you'd like. The third technique is called free writing. So this is actually one of my favorite things to do when I have no idea what I want to talk about. I think that brainstorming kind of at its core should be word vomit, right? It should just be like, these are my ideas. And I know that's like gross to think about, but word vomit. I can't say it any better. So free writing is like just word vomit, right? So sometimes when I have no idea what I want to talk about, I go to free writing, because basically what it is I'll set a timer for 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll just think about my topic, and then I'll start writing, right? And it's just like stream of consciousness. Whatever comes to mind, put it down, right? If it comes up, it should come out. So write down everything that comes up, and then when your timer goes off, when you're done, go through and circle things that stand out. You'd be surprised at how many genius ideas you have when you're not censoring yourself or thinking, oh, that's not a good enough idea, or like, that sounds stupid, or how can I say that in a more academic way, right? Sometimes when I am doing a big project, or when I'm really struggling, or even just when like I'm having a hard time thinking, sometimes I'll use two different brainstorming techniques, right? I'll start off with the free write and just like blah, 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 blah. And then I'll circle my ideas, and then I'll pull out those ideas and do like clustering based on those ideas. And then I'll kind of move it into the outline format, right? So moving from brainstorming to outline, we're still in pre-writing. What we're doing is we're organizing our ideas. So here's where you also kind of think about your audience, and you think about even logistically, like what are you able to talk about for a whole paragraph, and you decide sort of those main points you want to make, right? And remember, we have one idea per paragraph, and then that one idea has examples, and that's what the outline helps us to do. So here we have our outline format. It's going to be the same for every single essay. I'd like you to include your thesis statement, right? You have to write it out. What is your thesis? Each Roman numeral is going to encompass a new paragraph. You must use Roman numerals. This is formal outline format. You have to have your first topic sentence. Here's where you're going to have your examples or your quotes. The next paragraph will have another topic sentence, more examples and quotes, and so on and so forth. Now, with an outline, you want to think about how you've organized your paragraphs, right? Do you want to organize your paragraphs from least impactful point to most impactful point? Do you want to organize them by like grouping similar ideas, paragraphs after another with similar ideas, right? If you have a listing thesis where you're like, okay, I'm going to talk about A, B, and C, you want to make sure that in your outline, your paragraphs follow that, right? A would be your first body paragraph, B is your second, and C is your third. For your outline, you do need to make sure to use Roman numerals, right? As many as you need for body paragraphs. You don't need to outline your intro or conclusion. For your intro, you just need that thesis statement. I'd like you to use complete sentences for your thesis and topic sentences. So even if your thesis statement is like a working thesis and you might kind of change it later, I'd like you to use a full sentence anyway, because it helps me give you better feedback and it helps me know exactly what that paragraph is going to be about. You also want to make sure you cite your quotes with last name and page number to make sure that you're kind of doing everything correctly. Now, on your module, you do have a whole page that talks about topic sentences, but I just want to go over this really quickly. Oh, look, I've written 1 and 3 twice. That's okay. All right, so traits of a strong topic sentence. So just like your thesis encompasses what your whole essay is going to be about, a topic sentence lets your reader know exactly what that paragraph is going to be about. And remember, one idea per paragraph. Right? A paragraph is really, really focused. It has one idea and you're proving it with quotes and examples. So for your topic sentence, you want two things, right? You want a topic and a controlling idea, right? And if you work in formulas, that's perfect for you. So your topic should be really limited, right? It should be able to kind of encompass a full paragraph, but it shouldn't be like super broad. And then you need that controlling idea. So this is what you think about that topic, right? It's your point, it's your claim, it's your assertion. And I have a little example here, right? The topic is Citrus College on a Winter Morning. And the controlling idea is that it is eerie, right? That's kind of the opinion about Citrus College. So if you look at the topic, that limited topic, it doesn't just say Citrus College, right? It doesn't just say Citrus College in the morning. It says Citrus College in a winter morning, right? So it's really, really specific, and then it has that controlling idea. So please follow along with that as you write your topic sentences. And like I said, the more thorough your outline, the more time you put into that pre-writing, the more feedback I can give you, and so the better you'll do on that rough draft and that final draft.